This month's TV 47 Star Student of the Month.
Our Heritage South Federal Credit Union Star Student of the Month continues. We welcome Blake Hemby, who's a 5th grader at Childersburg Middle School. And Blake, good morning.
Good morning.
Merry Christmas to you.
You too.
Is Santa Claus coming to your house?
Yep, he's gonna leave all the presents.
Okay. Talk about Blake as a 5th grader at Childersburg Middle School. Blake, tell me about your family. Who are they?
My family is Michaela, Bree, and Payson, and then my mom and dad. And yeah, that's about it. And I think I'm the only one in the family who's been on here, and that makes me feel really accomplished. Because I kind of look up to my big sister, Michaela, because I know she's really smart and is in an extracurricular activity, but she hasn't been on here.
She hadn't been on here, has she?
Mm-mm.
Who's, now you got 3 sisters?
Three
Now, what's their names?
Michaela, Bree, and Payson.
Okay, and you got some pets too, don't you? What kind of pets you got?
I have 3 dogs, 1 fish, and 2 cats.
Lord, you got a house full, a yard full of, you got a fish. What kind of fish is it?
It is a betta fish, and its name is, I think, Ironfish 2.0, and I call him that because the fish I had before it looked exactly like it, and I named it Ironfish, and then it died. So it's basically that fish's brother-in-law.
All right, sounds good. Hey, being in the 5th grade, what's some of the stuff y'all are studying in the 5th grade?
In 5th grade, what we started recently working on in English and social studies is we're doing a project on the American Revolutionary War, where we had to research 20 different people who had a major role in it, and then we had to pick one of them to do an essay on. And I chose Alexander Hamilton, and in my opinion, my essay was really good because what we had to do was, in the essay, we had to explain how they were an MVP for liberty, and then it had to be, I think, 5 paragraphs long.
Why did you pick Alexander Hamilton again now?
I picked Alexander Hamilton because he's just someone who I know, out of everything else I've learned about him beside what I read about him, he had a really big role in our freedom and like how.
He's a president a long time ago, wasn't he?
Mhm.
Yeah. Wow. So, what else are you taking? Math and science. Which one of those are your favorites?
My favorite are math and science, but reading and English this year just aren't it because they got a lot harder since 4th grade. Like we were supposed to go with 1 level, but it feels like 2 levels.
Oh wow. So you make good grades, though?
Yes, I'm a straight A student.
Way to go, Blake. Wow. You've been a straight A student a lot of times?
I'm pretty sure since kindergarten.
Goodness. Blake Hemby is a 5th grader at Childersburg Middle School. Who's some of your teachers at school, Blake?
My 2 teachers are Miss Sanchez and Miss Moore. Miss Sanchez being my math and science teacher, and Miss Moore being my English and social studies teacher.
Aren't you glad we don't have to wear those masks anymore?
I am. A lot of kids still wear them in school just because there are so many kids and the cases are so high, but it's not required. And like in class or seeing a bunch of students walk around, there'll be like 50 different kids and only 2 of them will be wearing a mask. Yeah,
well, it's a choice. Whatever people want to whatever kids want to do, they can. You like to play video games?
I do. My favorite games are Rocket League and Fortnite, which I usually play with my friends because they all play it too, except I never play against them because they're all really good and I'm bad compared to them.
What's that Fortnite stuff? What is that?
It's a PvP fighting game where you get put on an island and you have to search for loot to try and eliminate the other people because you're put in some loop where every time you get eliminated, you get put in another match and it restarts, because there's a whole storyline starting at the beginning of the game and I don't know much about it.
Does your mom ever play that game with you?
She does. She plays it a lot with me.
Oh, speaking of playing, you like to play football and baseball too, huh?
I do. Those are my two favorite sports, and my dream is to either go to Alabama and commit there and make it to the NFL, or go to I think Vanderbilt for baseball and make it to the MLB.
Vanderbilt's a good baseball school.
Mm-hmm.
So that's quite a dream you got there.
Mm-hmm. And my backup plan, if I don't make it either of those, is to be an engineer.
Engineer?
Mm-hmm. That stuff's really interesting to me.
Wow. Like what? Engineer? Like what?
Kind of just like a physics engineer.
You build stuff?
Yeah, I want to be like an engineer that does like all types of stuff, build stuff, works on mechanics and physics, because it's like really interesting, like the physics of how stuff works.
Yeah.
And
wow, that sounds like a great future to me. Who's some of your friends at school, Blake?
Some of my friends are, I know Cameron Heath, who's been on here before, I think. Jordan, Lonnie, and those are the only three in my class. But I also have Caden, Logan, and then a bunch of other kids throughout the 5th grade and just the entire school.
Yeah. Is there some things y'all do at school, different things you do at school other than classwork?
Different things we do in school is our teachers, like, they don't give us homework a lot, because they don't think it's good for us, because like they're the teachers, and my English teacher has children, so she doesn't want to give us homework, because she knows how it feels, because her daughters get homework and then she has to go and work with them. But she's a teacher, so she thinks that when we get home, it's not only supposed to be a break for us, but it's also supposed to be a break for them.
You go along with that, don't you?
Mhm.
Yeah. What do you do outside of school?
Outside of school, I don't play any sports, like on any sports team, but I play almost every like non-complicated sport. So I'm talking like baseball, basketball, and stuff, like not cricket and stuff, because that's complicated. But starting when baseball and softball season starts, I'll be playing for the rec. And the reason I like baseball so much is actually because of my friend Logan, because when we first met, I really liked football and just wanted to be an NFL quarterback. And then he like introduced me to baseball.
All right. Can you throw a football?
I can, but I think that I'm personally better at catching.
Yeah, okay. All right. Blake Hemby is a 5th grader at Childersburg Middle School, and he is a straight A student and loves helping other people. Now, Blake, what's your favorite food? My
favorite food? That's a hard one, because I have so many that I love. I think I'd have to go with nachos.
All right. What's the favorite food your mom cooks for you?
My favorite food that Mom cooks would be...
Don't say toast. You gotta say something else.
I think it'd be meatloaf.
Okay.
I know she doesn't make it often, but I like.
You like that meatloaf, huh? Okay. All right. Hey, his name is Blake Hemby, and he's a 5th grader at Childersburg Middle School. And Blake is looking right here in this camera with a big smile and wave. Blake Hemby is our Star Student of the Month, brought to you by Heritage South Federal Credit Union.